writing as strong as possible. Some students have told me in the past that these keys to success are a really good place to start, especially in a course like the Ontario Literacy Credit. The first key to success I want to talk to you about is called full sentences. So whenever you see a question in this course, I want you to ask yourself, how could I answer this in a full sentence? So for example, here's two little questions here. This one says, identify 3 ways a person can be successful at work. And the second one says, what is the best way to arrive on time? Now, these are fake questions just made up for demonstration purposes. But let's see if we can answer these in full sentences. And sometimes when we kind of write in the structure here, it will help us to see maybe and help us to see where our answer could go. So for example, for the first one, it's kind of a form response. So identify 3 ways a person can be successful at work. Some people might simply write, arrive on time, be polite, and, complete their work well. But that's actually not a full sentence. The full sentence would need to be 3 ways a person can be successful at work are to, and we'll back it up here, arrive on time, be polite, and complete their work well. So this is a really nice full sentence answer. The first one that I had, where I just had arrive on time, be polite, and complete their work well, sure, I've answered the question, but part of this course is being able to communicate fully. So part of that is answering in full sentences. For my next one here, what is the best way to arrive on time? The best way to arrive on time is, and I don't have to finish that right now, but I'm setting myself up to be able to answer. The best way to arrive on time is to set an alarm in the morning. So here I've answered both these questions in full sentences. But remember, there was more than one key to success. So here I suggest that one of the keys to success is called for example. So let's pull down here. So identify 3 ways a person can be successful at work. Well, 3 ways a person can be successful at work are to arrive on time, be polite, and complete their work well. And if I want to shoot for a higher level, I'm going to go in a little more detail. For example, a person who arrives on time will impress their coworkers with their punctuality, means being on time. So here, and then I can go another example is that if they are friendly with everyone they talk to, they will be more likely to get promoted. Okay, so here you can see right away I've branched out from my original example, and just by using the phrase for example, I'm really able to expand this. So part of what you can do in your own writing is, if you feel like you're stuck, just write the word for example and see if any examples come into your head. Likewise, for our second question, we say, the best way to arrive on time is to set an alarm in the morning. Well, I don't really have an example for that, but let's see here. One of the other keys to success was, how do you know this? How do you know this? Well, okay, I'm going to come down here. And so what's the best way to arrive on time? Well, it's to set the alarm in the morning. Well, how do I know this? And here I'm going to still be in full sentences. I know this because. And I can continue on from there. I know this because when I don't set my alarm, I usually end up being late, right? So here I'm adding more detail by explaining how I know something. So that's another useful trick. The last one here, it says, explain how. I might go into a little bit more detail here for explain how. I'm just going to start talking about how a person could do this. A person who wants to be on time should do this by buying an alarm clock from the store and making sure they use it every time they sleep. So you can see that by using kind of these keys to success, full sentences, for example, how do you know this, and explain how, I'm able to take, an answer that might look like, this, what is the best way to arrive on time? Set an alarm. Okay, there's not a lot going on here. I can take that very simple, not full sentence answer, and if I include my keys to success, I can answer it in a full sentence. I can explain, I can talk about how I know this, and I can explain how. I can go a little bit deeper. Likewise, up here, same thing, full sentences, and I'm going to be using my for example phrase to expand my writing. So hopefully that's helpful as you're making your way through the course in helping you put together excellent written pieces for the class.